Totally. Go ahead.
Welcome everyone to another live lesson. Today we are out in the beautiful weather, in the beautiful sunshine.
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, California. Yeah. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat were hoping I'd be wearing a Speedo for this lesson, but unfortunately that's not happening.
Thankfully you're not.
Thankfully
I appreciate that.
Oh, you do, eh?
Today is a free lesson. Everyone is watching. This is something we do every week on Mondays at 4 p.m. just to kind of give back to the drumming community. You guys have been so good to us, and so yeah,
so good to us. We're in Palm Springs right now.
We're actually on a company retreat out here, so we got around 24 people, and out this little kind of compound, and it's a
little resort.
Little resort.
We got palm trees behind us. It's good.
The pool behind us, so it's tons of fun.
But we are still learning stuff. We are still practicing. Me and Jared have been practicing all the last couple days getting ready for this. Jared's got this cool DW practice pad kit. I've just got my regular practice pad here. So guys, get your practice pads out, get your sticks out. Download the resources. Sheet music is there. For everybody in the members area, you can download the MP3s and the PDFs. And for everybody who's on drumeo.com/live for free, you can download your stuff as well. Yeah. We're going to give some stuff away. Yeah. We're going to give some Drumeo month free memberships away, which is awesome.
At the end of the lesson.
End of the lesson. How do you do that?
In order to enter, sorry. You look like you were just going to keep on going there. In order to win the Drumeo memberships, you need to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Drumeo, and you need to obviously like the page, and then you need to leave a comment on there and tell us where is the craziest place you have played the drums. Even if it's in your basement, that's fine, but we've all played in some crazy places. I played on the side of a mountain, I played outside, I played in weird stages driving through towns and like parades and stuff like that. I'm sure you've played some weird places as well. Maybe you can share later.
Okay.
But let us know, and by letting us know you're instantly entered to win, we're just going to browse through those posts and choose one of you guys later. Okay, so it's really simple. Anyone can enter, and even if you are a Drumeo member already, you can still enter to win, and then you could gift it to one of your friends or family members and kind of, help them out in their drumming.
Cool.
But now let's get into the lesson. The lesson today is on finger control technique, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But one thing we do here at Drumeo regularly is we want you guys to actually interact and practice along with us, right? And so I really encourage you to go get your practice pads. I know the Drumeo members, you guys already know this. I'm sure a lot of you have your practice pads out. But if you're watching this outside of the members area, grab your practice pad, grab your sticks, and practice along with us, okay?
Yes.
It's important. That's why we do this, to actually learn and get better. But let's talk about finger control technique. Now, Dave said there was a question even before we started from Noodle, one of the members.
Yeah, Noodle.
And he was asking about when we use fingers and why we use fingers. And the reason, or we don't use fingers exclusively all the time. So when you're playing a groove, you don't do that. That looks really, really goofy. You have more of an arm movement, you have more wrist movements, and so you use fingers in conjunction with all the other things. You use them with your arm, with your elbow, with your wrists, and then your fingers are in there to kind of really control the stick, and especially the finer movements and the finer strokes of the stick. Now, for this lesson, we're going to absolutely focus and hone in on just those finger muscles. So you're not even going to see a lot of hardly any arm movement at all. And we're going to talk about some tips for developing that, because it is very, very important to do that so you have that control. So when you want to get those really fast strokes or the crazy accuracy around the drum set and stuff like that, that's when you're going to use a lot of fingers in conjunction with the wrists. Does that make sense?
Yes, and even double strokes. You guys, people who ask how do you get such fast controlled double strokes, most of that, for me at least, is using my fingers. I'm using my fingers to control that second bounce and suck the stick right back up, and I can't do that unless I have strong fingers. Yeah. And in fact, I know you're teaching the lesson, Jared, but can I do one little exercise?
Yeah, here he goes.
Here we go. I'm stealing the lesson.
This is Mike's thing, isn't it?
This is Mike's thing. Yeah. Well, I wanted to show you guys.
Mike McCalco, one of our instructors, Dave's going to teach you one of his exercises.
Yes. So what you want to do, and you do this with me. I know you probably done this many times. Sure. You want to pinch your two fingers together like this. Okay. Try to make them as straight as possible. And all we're going to be doing is with each hand, each fingers, grab your palms like this. Let that out.
These fingers have to stay straight.
These fingers have to stay straight. Just do this. Looks so lame.
The Drumeo members were doing this last week when Mike was teaching.
And do this for a long time, as long as you can. You're going to feel a burn. Yeah. And try to get it hard enough so you can even hear your fingertips smacking your palms. I don't hear your fingers.
I can't smack them. This is all I got, man.
Oh, I'm already feeling the burn. Mike was doing this for like a couple minutes straight. And I've been practicing this just to develop your fingers, and you're going to notice a huge difference. So whenever you're sitting down watching TV, you're bored, and you think you're too busy to practice drums, well, just do this.
Yeah. Even right now, if you don't have a practice pad,
burning
do that
already?
the whole time. Yeah.
I'm burning already. And
Well, I was
that's not the
practicing
sun.
a lot before, so that's a great starting exercise. And now, I guess that's a great warm-up. And now, we're going to actually work on just the initial development of the finger control technique. Okay, we're not going to worry about any of this faster stuff right away. We're going to get to that, but I want to show you how I actually took it from, very, very slow to actually being able to speed it up and then alternate hands. And we have all the exercises there to do that.
Daniel Jones says, did you not get enough sun on your last vacation, Jared?
People say, I always say, oh, I got such a nice tan. People say, no, you're like a tomato. You're just red. Yeah. I don't tan. I just turn really red.
Turns into a lobster. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Okay, so let's first develop finger control. And let's start with your stronger hand because it's going to learn it faster because naturally we're better at stuff with our stronger hand. And so just get to the fulcrum point, okay, wherever that is. Some of you guys have different sticks. And then I want you to just start turning the stick like this.
No fingers right now,
no
just
fingers.
Your index and your thumb.
Yeah, and you just kind of move your fingers like your index and thumb like that. Okay? And so you hit the drum and the stick is naturally going to rebound and you want to just let the stick come back out. The next step after this is to put your fingers on the stick. And now actually push down a little bit for that stroke. So the stroke's going to get a little bit louder. And try and use as little wrist as possible. I do this with French grip, which means my thumb is pointing up. Mm-hmm. Dave sometimes does it with American grip, which is fine as well. Okay? And so this is the starting point with both hands. Okay? Yeah.
What happens if your stick is all over the map? I know when I first started, my stick was, I couldn't even get an upward stroke. I was going diagonal.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. That comes down to just being very slow and just focusing on accuracy. And then another thing that's going to happen to a lot of you guys is the stick is going to start to slide up. And it takes a while, but your muscles will eventually memorize the exact tension they need to hold the stick in order for that not to happen. And so, to start, I was always doing this, and the stick would go way down. You can see it. I'm sure they can see it on this cam over here. And then eventually, you have no rebound left, and nothing's happening. Right? So you want to keep it in that one spot, and then just continue to practice it slowly. I know I'm doing it a little bit faster there, but continue practicing it slowly like that. You guys better be doing this with me. Dave, are they doing it with me? No one should be typing.
We have a lot of people chatting. You guys shouldn't be chatting. 2 hands on your stick. I don't care if your stick falls and you have to go pick it up.
Yeah.
Just get those motions. And like Jared's doing it with French.
Yeah.
I do it with matched, which means my palm, or I guess matched is a French grip. I do it with a German grip or an American grip where my palms are facing down. Same idea. Just pinching the stick, fingers are underneath, just like that.
Yeah.
You got the gut cam going there?
Dave calls this the gut cam.
It shows off my gut. There you go. Both hands. Okay.
Okay, my sheet music is down there. Make sure I can see that. Okay, so that's the starting point. And you guys, this might take you a month at that point, just to kind of get this really, really comfortable. And so the stick is not sliding around and not just moving all over the drums like that, okay? Okay, now we're actually going to start to put it to a click. So Dave, if you give me the click at 120, we're going to do exercise 1. And this is where we're really going to start practicing and getting control, right? Because we're doing it to a click track. We're going to be doing it to a consistent time.
I can't give you any click because my phone overheated.
Okay.
Unbelievable. So give me 2 seconds here. I'll get it going on here.
Okay.
It's so hot that the phone actually overheated, guys.
Okay, so I'm going to do the bass drum as the click. And we're going to do 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You guys do this with me.
You want 120?
Yeah. That was slow. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, that's exercise 1 at 120. Let's play exercise 2 at 120, and then we're going to play them both faster. Do this with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know a lot of you are probably going to your weaker hand and nothing happening.
Yeah.
And it feels awkward for everyone. Okay?
Beautiful.
So you can put it to 180 now. But I want to mention something. What's happening for a lot of you, most likely, because this happened to me, when you drop and try and hit when the stick hits the drum and it comes back up, your fingers are actually going to come off the stick. Can they see it here, Victor? Yeah. By the way, give it up for Victor and Kyle. Why don't you show them your faces?
Hey guys. Say hi to Rick too.
That we brought this little setup out here. So props to them.
Wonder of technology.
So back to the gut cam, as Dave calls it. What happens is you're going to hit, and then your fingers are going to come off, and then when you go back to hit, you're actually going to just like hit the stick. So you have to work on accepting the stick, and your fingers need to stay on there. Never lose contact with the stick, because as soon as you lose contact with it, that's when you're going to get a lot of this back and forth motion, and that's when the stick is going to start sliding. So it's all about maintaining control. You see my fingers never leave the stick. And if I was able to show you guys slow motion now, you would see that. They never leave the stick.
Not even your pinky. A lot of people...
Well, my pinky is not always on there.
So you're a tea drinker. You know when you drink...
Lionel, I took lessons from Lionel, and he was very much like that. His pinky was always off. Okay.
Okay.
But moving on. Let's do it 180, and let's show them how it sounds faster.
Okay.
Okay, so eighth notes. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's hard to hear. It's quiet. Sorry if you guys can't hear it.
We're on time, though, for the most part.
It's so hot out here, his phone overheated.
Yeah. As you can see, I'm hooking up to a black speaker, so it's just accepting all the sun. It's not a smart thing to do.
Okay, let's do the exercise 2 now.
There you go. Took me a bit to get in there.
Okay, and so that's what you guys had to practice to start. Because if you right away go into this, which is what I tried to do because I saw Lionel, Mike, and all my teachers doing that, you're only going to be as fast as your weakest limb, right? So if your left hand is this fast, and your right hand is this fast, you're not going to be able to go this fast because your left hand isn't there yet. So it's just a matter of really trying to even them out. And the only way to do that is by focusing on it. Okay?
I found practicing that at 180 easier than practicing it at 120. Cheers. Yeah.
But
go ahead.
It's different. The way you perform finger control at this tempo is more just to gain the muscle memory in the fingers of staying on the stick. Mm-hmm. You would never, even when you're playing loud or anything else with the wrists, generally at the slower tempos, you don't use a lot of the fingers and stuff, other than kind of capturing the stick and not letting it rebound and fall out of your hands. So finger control is more valuable, at least for me, at the faster tempos. Okay, so let's move on to exercise 3.
Yeah, I've got a couple questions loaded up too, so we'll get to those.
If they're pertaining to this, let's go for them.
They're not.
Okay, let's go. Give me the tempo 120 again.
Okay, 120.
And now what we're practicing is groups of 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 8th note triplets. And this is when you're really going to work out on evening those hands. Because you might find it's easy for the right hand, and the left hand is barely keeping up. So you got to stay at this tempo then.
Actually, Noodle's question in the beginning was about, do you throw your stick down first to get those strokes?
Well, in this case, like you can just drop your stick, right? But you don't have to do it. You can throw it down and get that initial rebound, right? It's just like when you bounce a basketball, you don't start bouncing it right from off the ground. You throw it down and get that initial rebound.
I like this one.
Yeah, 3 is a nice number. When you get to 4s, it's a lot harder, which is the next exercise. But we're going to do this one faster. Let's give it to them at 180 beats per minute.
180 8-note trips?
Yeah.
You're ambitious, Jared. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
You have to. Dave's going to do push-ups if he can't get it.
I'm not doing push-ups in this side. No, thank you.
What is it? Is it 90 degrees? It's 90 degrees here?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Celsius.
3, 4. And I like to practice around the drums. One drummer you can watch who does this really, really well around the drums is Marco Miniman. He does these crazy kind of ostinato patterns in French grip using finger control while moving around the kit. Okay?
Beautiful.
So that's 3s. Now we're going to move on to 4s. Exercise 4 is basically just 16th notes, groups of 4 instead of groups of 3. So we're going to start it at 90 beats per minute.
90 beats per minute?
Yeah.
Okay, let me find it on here. How's 92?
92 is great.
Okay, here we go.
Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys do it with me if you can.
Fours?
Okay, great. For you guys just joining us, this is a live lesson. This is something we do every day in the Drumeo members area, Monday through Friday.
Yes.
This is a practice pad lesson, and we really encourage members to actually practice along with us. So if you have a practice pad and or you have sticks and you're just joining us, please play along. Also, I want to mention about the giveaways. We're giving away 2 monthly Drumeo memberships at the end. And so all you need to do is go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Drumeo, and tell us what's the craziest place you've ever played the drums. So it could be outside, it could be in your basement, it could be on this stage or that stage or with this band or that band. And we're going to select one of you guys, and you're going to get a free monthly membership, okay?
Yes. I have a question for you. This one's from Fred.
Okay.
And Fred asks, he asked us in the forums too, and he wants to know it's a lot harder to develop finger control using palms down than it is palms up. Now, he wants to know exactly how you do that. And I mentioned it in the forums myself that how I started developing it, it took me a long time, and I got so discouraged because I used to practice just like you. In fact, Jared's the one who taught me finger control, all these exercises like this, and I would practice with French grip. And like you were saying before, it's hard to apply that to the kit when you're playing a beat. So I had to actually force myself to start learning palms down. And it does take time, and it's going to seem really awkward to you. But it's the same exercises that we're doing here. Just practice those the exact same way that Jared's doing them, just the palms down. Start really slow, exactly like I was showing you now. We've got the gut cam going there. Yeah. I do the same thing, hold it right here. These 3 fingers, they're just lifting up to my palm, just like that.
And see, a lot of guys would say there's not enough space. I don't know if they can see. Not enough space in between your grip right here. But, I mean, everyone has a little bit different of a hand angle. I think Dave has a very different hand angle than me. And that, what I mean by that is when you drop your hands and you bring them up. Sorry, I just dropped my stick.
Just dropping the sticks.
It's the natural hand angle, right? So mine is like around this. So it's more closer to thumbs up than it is to palms down. And so I play like that, whereas Dave probably plays more of a palms down.
Yeah, and like I said, it took me quite a while, and I remember thinking, why don't I just forget about it and go and just do this? But once I started developing it more and more, now it feels more natural for me to do it this way than it does to do it the other way. Another question I get a lot of is, what about traditional grip? How do you develop finger control for traditional grip? That is something that I know I'm not good at because I don't play traditional grip. Jared, you don't play traditional grip either.
But from what the way I've seen guys do it is when they want to use exclusively fingers, they go on top of the stick.
So palm down, using these 2 fingers here.
Yeah. I never practiced this, so it's sounding really awful right now.
Sounds not bad. So for you guys who play traditional grip,
it's like bouncing a basketball, right? Or bouncing your stick. I can't even bounce a basketball or my stick, but you know what I mean. Okay, moving on to groups of 4. Let's do at 130 beats per minute. Okay, exercise 4 at 130.
How about 132?
132 is great. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
losing it.
Yeah, I can hardly talk while I do this one.
So for something like this, I would throw my stick down more to get more of a bounce.
Yeah.
And control it with my fingers.
Yeah.
This is 132.
Yeah, and that comes, you know, don't start at that tempo. And even if me and Dave were to warm ourselves up to that, we'd probably sit at more of a tempo of 120 or something like that. Because if you think about it, and you're able to play 16th notes at 120 with your one hand, then technically you can play 16th notes at 240 with both hands, right? So you can actually play quite fast when you actually combine both of the hands. And so,
wasn't the world record done with finger control?
well, Mike Mangini does some weird twitching technique. You can see the video on YouTube of it. It's pretty crazy.
The twitch technique, are we going to teach that next week? No?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. And if you guys have questions, Drumeo members, I guess, make sure you ask them now. We're probably going to have a bunch of questions at the end. Dave's already getting a ton. And so if you have questions, please submit them below. And we'll also check the live page where all you guys are watching, you guys from Facebook, YouTube, and stuff like that. And you're watching the free stream. We'll check there. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them there, and we can check on you.
Quick note from A_zombie. A zombie asks us a question. We answer it. You wanted to know if you can use these same exercises for your feet. And I don't know, for any of you guys who aren't Drumeo members, in fact, this Thursday we're doing a foot control warm-up. Yeah. And I didn't look at Jared's sheet music too much when I was writing mine, and they're very similar. So yes, you can. Obviously, the tempos might be a little different, and you're not using fingers, using more ankles and stuff, but it's a very good idea. Take whatever exercise that you're doing with your hands to warm up your fingers, to warm up your wrists and stuff, and apply them to your feet. You'd be surprised what kind of stuff you can come up with and work on, too. So.
Cool. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do is we're actually going to start just to alternate the hands. So you've been working on...
So we're just doing, all we've been doing is singles yet.
Now we're going to alternate the hands at using a 16th note pattern. And so the tempo I have written down is 150, I believe. And I moved my computer over there because it's getting really, really hot in the sun. And you can probably see we're both starting to sweat like crazy.
It's like, we're not used to this. We're used to being in parkas.
We're Canadian, you guys. This is like very foreign to us, having this amount of heat.
It wasn't like not even a month ago where it was snowing, actually. So we're like official to the water here. Okay, what are we on, 150?
Yeah, let's do 150.
Okay, we got 152.
There we go. One, two,
I don't know the exercise. I'm going to follow you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. You do that.
Please do this with us if you can, you guys. Okay? And so that's what it looks like at 150. Let's try it at 200 now.
All right.
And like I said before, if you're playing 16th notes with one hand at 100, you can play 16th notes with two hands at 200. So here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now our wrists aren't moving. It's just our fingers.
You're pretty good, Dave. Okay?
Beautiful.
And so what's going to happen a lot is the stick's going to slide. Even there for me it was sliding, and I have to actually make adjustments while I'm playing it.
Actually, that's a good point you bring up too, is making adjustments while you're playing. You're going to notice, and once you get more and more comfortable, that your stick will twist, your stick will move, and you make such subtle adjustments with each finger to kind of get it back on track. You don't even really realize it.
Right.
But when you get better and better and better, you can move your stick all the way around slowly just by making small little adjustments, and you'll get the feel for that. So, well, actually, speaking of that, one person asked, I'm just going to figure out who it was. Todd B says, how often do you practice every day, and how many times a week, and how long does it take you to get to this level that we're at right now?
Well, everyone's different. I think I learned finger control slower than anyone. just I don't know what it was, but for some reason it just took me way longer. And I literally practiced for hours and hours, especially when I was like 18, 19, when I had time. no business, kids or anything like that. But yeah, it's just something you have to sit down, like you say, you go in front of the TV, you watch an episode of Simpsons or whatever, and you just practice finger control. And it's something like that you have to do. So I did like hours a day for years. But now it's not something I practice a lot of, hardly at all. If I'm doing a lesson like this on developing finger control, then for the week before the lesson, I'll warm up with it. I'll make sure like it's looking good, and then I'll get into it. But prior to doing this lesson, I was hardly practicing it at all. I just play drums, right?
Yeah, and what we've taught many times in Drumeo is about muscle memory, and muscle memory doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you can work out, you can go for runs and all that, but muscles take time to develop, and your mind takes time to develop to understand what the heck's going on with your fingers, right? So it does take a lot of time, and it's not something that you should be discouraged about, because literally, when I practiced so much doing French grip, and when I switched to palms down, man, 11 was I discouraged, because I thought, I'm going nowhere. And then all of a sudden it just clicked, and then I was able to pass my French grip level, and but it took a long time to get there. And I remember when I first started practicing finger control, Jared had a DVD out called The One-Handed Drum Roll, and I thought, I'm going to beat Jared at the one-handed drum roll without using the rim of my drum. So I was practicing to push-pull. I would throw my stick down and grab it, pull it down and grab it. And as I kept going, I realized, wait a minute, I'm using a lot of my fingers.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, I'm all of a sudden...
Yeah. And that's a whole nother technique, one thing he's doing there.
Yeah.
Look at the difference between fingers and show the gut cam. There you go. Okay, but moving on.
Yeah.
We're going to keep moving on.
Yeah, we do.
The next exercise is an important one because it allows us to just figure out that switch. And so you'll see it starts with a group of 4 in the right hand, 4 in the left hand, and then we have alternating 16th notes. Okay, and we're going to use wrists with those. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 3 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 4 E and a...
Now for your alternatings, are you using? You looks like you're using wrists.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I was reading.
Yeah.
The sun's getting to me, guys. What can I say? Mikey Mayhem says we're smuggling Canucks jerseys down here. Nobody wants to buy Canucks jerseys down here.
No.
Not even us right now. Although I'm sure they would be cheaper.
Another thing you guys can do if you want to really, really challenge yourself is you got fingers going faster. So let's say you got them going at this tempo. You can kind of use the same concept and go from this straight to wrists.
Oh my goodness.
Back to fingers. Then to wrists. Notice there's a little bit more power. Fingers. Wrists.
Oh, there you go.
Okay?
Yeah,
and so that's very, very challenging, and still it's weird. It feels weird even when I do it now. But let me grab my computer. Sorry guys, it's starting to overheat, so it sounds like it's going to just blow up.
Yes, we have lessons for you drumming. We have lessons out in the sun all week, so hopefully you'll see us get progressively darker.
Yeah. Okay, so the next exercise we got is basically, it's number 7, and we're going to start with 2 groups of 8th note triplets. So 1 and 2 and then we're going to be doing 2 groups of alternating 16th note triplets. And remember what I said, guys, this is about developing the control, getting those finer stroke movements with our fingers. That's why we're working on this. You're never going to play a fill. You're never going to play a groove. Okay, people will laugh at you and you'll get fired instantly if you do that. Okay, so this is just so we can practice these techniques.
Okay, so what is it?
So
what is the exercise?
Let's do the tempo. Give me a tempo of 120.
Okay.
So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1.
Is this something you can practice on a pillow or your leg? Or do you need something like this, like a surface?
Well, you can practice it on this tile floor if you want, as long as anything that has rebound, right?
So I'm sure we're going to get a question about kind of practice with it on the pillow.
Tomorrow's lesson, for the Drumeo members, we're talking about how to practice on the road, so how to practice anywhere. And we're going to go through some really fun stuff, weird stuff, on how you have no excuses for not practicing drums.
We were in the pool and we have these big floaties and we were practicing on the floaties, so
Yeah.
you can practice anywhere. There's no excuses. In fact, I think that's what we're going to do.
Dave's going to demonstrate that tomorrow.
I got my Speedo. I'm going to show you how you can practice in the pool.
Exactly. Okay, so now going to be 150.
Okay,
so
150.
Same exercise, okay?
By the way, guys, the metronome is metronomeonline.com. That's where I'm getting all the clip from. So there's no excuses for you guys online with no metronome. What I find when I'm starting to mess up, it sounds like they start flamming together.
Right.
It's not good. Once you hear that, slow it down, and
That's what it looks like and it sounds like, and you start really twitching.
when your face starts looking like Jared's, that's when you know you got to slow it down a
Like
little
naturally,
bit.
right?
Naturally.
When your face starts just turning just like
looking
this,
like that,
you know
then
something's
slow it
wrong.
down. Okay, what's the next exercise?
The next
here?
exercise is we're going to go to groups of 4. So we did the triplets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 groups of 8.
Tank Rail says, what's in our red cups?
Water.
Ice water, guys.
Okay.
You don't want to dehydrate.
Give me 90 beats per minute. We're going to start this one at 90.
Okay. Oh, man. Okay, how about 92?
Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That plane's making it hard to hear. The click.
It's a helicopter.
Helicopter.
They're coming to get you, Dave.
Import me back to Canada.
So let's take it again at another time at 120.
Okay, 120 it is.
Now this is, when you play those 30-second notes, that's the equivalent of playing 16th notes at 240 beats per minute. So once you got this down, you're cooking.
What exercise did we just do? Dave the way wants to know what exercise we
That's
just
exercise number 8.
did. Okay, so now we're on number 9.
No, we're on number 8.
We're on number 8, so we
we're
just
gonna-
did 7.
Yeah, we're going to take it at 120 beats per minute.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
Let me do it.
Yeah, I'll let you
2,
do that.
3, 4.
Jared's the finger control guru.
Okay? And so that's what you kind of want to set as your goal. My goal would be to do that at 150, which
Okay,
is what
well, here we
Mike
go.
is close
Here's
to.
144.
No, let's not do 144. Okay, let's try it. Just for fun. I'm not doing push-ups, though.
You're jumping in the pool if you can't get this.
No, there's no way.
Okay, you're in the pool at the end of this lesson. You're going in the pool.
Okay, and so that's the end of kind of the main exercises. Now, the last one, I believe, yeah, the last one is just a challenge. And there's a little note there. So for you guys watching on YouTube, this is a challenge. You can win something just by uploading a video of yourself doing this. Drumeo members, you guys have the same opportunity. And that is, we're going to use finger control within 1 bar, and we're gonna use it within all these different note values. So we start, count 1 is basically just 8th note triplets. So 1 and Then count 2 is with our left hand. It's going to be 16th notes. 2, E, and A. So 4 notes. And then we're going to alternate one group of 16th note triplets, and then alternate one group of 32nd notes. Okay? So the exercise would sound something like this. Forgive me if I play it wrong starting off, okay? Okay, and that's what you want to do just with finger control. I was doing it with wrist there. Now I'm going to do it just with finger control. I'm going to try again.
There you go. I'm going to be filming my own video of this because this is a good challenge, and I really need to practice that.
Let's do it faster.
Okay, do you want me to set a click for some reference? I take that as a yes.
Yeah, set it. I just wanted to make sure I have it, because this one, it twists with your brain, going from the 8th note triplets to 16th note, 16 triplets, 32nd notes.
So we are going to 30 seconds.
Yeah, do it at 100.
100, okay.
100 beats per minute. Okay? So you guys, this is what it's all about. It's all about developing that finer control using your fingers. Because then when you go to do other stuff around the drum set, you know, even just a simple groove. You know, I'm using a little bit of fingers in my right hand. I'm using a little bit of fingers in my left hand. And all those intricate ghost notes that you're hearing and that kind of stuff, that's where the fingers really come into play. And that's what's going to allow you to do that and just gain way more control over the drum set. Because if you're just using these big movements all the time, all this kind of little stuff is impossible. It's impossible for it to happen. Like Dave was saying before, like with double strokes. Double strokes are huge with using finger control. And so take the time and just develop it like this, and that will transfer over naturally to when you just play your regular grooves.
You'd be surprised. And there's so many exercises out there that you think this is a stupid exercise. In fact, some people might say some of the exercises you just gave them were pretty stupid.
I don't say they're pretty stupid.
But they're not stupid.
You know what? Here's my thing. I hate math. I'm horrible at math. And the reason I was so bad at math is because my teachers always made me learn stupid things that I would never use. And they're things like weird concepts or rules that in my daily life I'm never ever going to use. This is not one of those things as it relates to drumming, obviously. And so this is something that you will use if you want to really step up your drumming. If you want to get faster, if you want to have more control, if you want to have more stamina and endurance on the drum set, you need to practice finger control. If you want to be the best heavy metal drummer in the world, finger control is an absolute must, okay? Now, do we have questions, or where are we at?
So first off, Daniel Jones says you have to record this with a click, otherwise you might be classified as a cheater, because you do need to distinguish those 60-note trips to 30-second notes, and I agree with them.
I will review all the videos, and so I'll know which ones are legit and which ones aren't.
And if you can do this with your feet, we'll give you a drumming system too.
Oh, Dave's just like changing it up.
If you could do this with your feet, I would, yeah,
okay,
of course.
Sure.
Okay, so we got some questions.
And for those of you just tuning in, I know that some of you are probably got the notification late, but this is something we do free every Monday at 4 p.m.
In a drum studio, usually. In
a drum studio, normally. We're not outside. But we're on a Drumeo retreat right now. We got our staff. A lot of them are actually just around us over here. They're being so quiet. And they're not normally so quiet around here. But, and so this is something we're normally doing in the studio. We do every single week. And we actually do this 5 days a week with our members. And so members tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you guys are going to get to see more of these types of lessons. And it's just a ton of fun being a part of the Drumeo community and being a part of the Drumeo team. I mean, we all have a blast doing this and helping drummers out. And so we're going to give away 2 free memberships, right?
We are.
2 free memberships at the end of this lesson. So within the next 10 or 15 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll get to some questions first, but in order to win that, you have to go to facebook.com/Drumeo, like the page, and post on our wall, where's the craziest place you play drums, and even practice drums.
Or you can guess Dave's weight.
Or you can guess my weight.
Guess his weight.
Wait until the Speedo lesson. It'll be easier after the Speedo lesson, because we're doing a lesson with me in the Speedos maybe sometime.
That would be awesome, but I think our website would get shut down.
Well, the YouTube dislikes might be a little too high.
The YouTube dislikes.
Captain Kickar says he can do it with his feet. Take my word for it. Send me a drumming system. You got to show the video, man. Post it in the forums. Okay, so let me get to some questions here. Okay, this one's from Jin. Hey guys, my top speed for finger control is 155 beats per minute. I'm assuming you're talking 16th note alternating.
Yeah.
But how do I break that threshold? I force my muscles to play 160, or do I force my muscles to play 160? Somehow, some drummer said, if I force my muscles, I might face injuries.
Yeah.
Dr. Jared, what do you say?
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you about anything about injuries. But what I did when I really wanted to push it is I found the weak link. Because there's probably one thing that's slowing you down right now, and so that's probably your weaker hand. And so I really worked on exercise, I think it was exercise 5 or 6, where you do groups of 4. Another thing you can work on is, this is a really fun exercise. So you go from 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, for as long as you want. Then you switch to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Don't worry about the tempo. Okay, then we're going to switch to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6. Then 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 8. Then 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So then what you do when you get to the top of that, it's hot out here, man.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
Once you get to the top, you go back down. And there's no time reference there. You don't have to practice that with the metronome. But if you just constantly push yourself, when you go to start doing the alternating, it's naturally going to be faster. Just because you're really going to hone in on what's holding you back. And that's why you practice them separately.
Okay, back to some questions. Yeah. Bob Teb says, is it better to practice these with bigger, heavier sticks or a lighter stick? I'm using Vic for 3As, and it's dancing like the mambo on my pad right now. Well, use thicker sticks to strengthen your fingers, but be wary about that, because when you do switch back to playing on an acoustic kit with the sticks that you normally play, you might find a bit of a difference there. But by all means, I mean, practice with the bigger stick, because it does work your fingers.
Do it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fact, I have a pair of, I think they're close to 2Bs, and to me that's a lot heavier than what I usually play. So I mean, it's great to practice that kind of stuff.
For sure.
And Mike Crankshaft in Calico has his 4 feet long sticks that he practices finger control. That's why he's so good with finger control.
Another tip we can give you guys is just do this. Learned this from Dom Famularo, and Mike taught this as well.
Yeah.
Just hold the stick right there and slap it on the bottom. And what's his name? Chad Jorgen also taught this, one of the Drumeo instructors.
Yeah.
With big sticks, if you do something like that, you're really going to exercise these fingers.
Get a good bruise in here too.
Thank you, Truck, for coming by at this time.
The garbage is being collected. Gary Zido says that there's more military around this location than you would even believe.
I bet there
probably is, yeah. So
cool.
All right, cool. Next question. We got a few more questions. Then we have a couple giveaways. Robbie Y says, you mentioned about practicing on a pillow. Told you. When I've done this in the past, the rebound effect has been dampened. What kind of benefit over a normal practice pad we're doing these sorts of exercises on a pillow?
Pillow, you're hardly going to get any rebound. So finger control technique is not something I would necessarily practice on a pillow.
No.
What I recommend practicing on a pillow is to build up the muscle in your forearms. And that's what I teach with lock grip technique. So you put the stick in your palm of your hand and grip it like that, not too tight. But basically every stroke that you create with the stick is fully created by the wrist or the arm. And so that really exercises these muscles, right? So that's what I would recommend, and it's completely the opposite of finger control.
Yeah, completely.
Well, it's important as well.
Steve Beto has a really good question, and he says, I may be the only one not getting this, but can you go back to the very beginning and maybe do a close-up of the hand technique and what the fingers are doing in order to get this kind of motion?
What the fingers are doing. Okay, let's go to the gut cam. So you'll notice right here, what happens is when I drop the stick, okay, the stick naturally comes back up and my fingers are following it there. See that? Okay, so when the stick gets back up to this location, I pull in with my fingers and I hit the drum again. And then the stick naturally rebounds and my fingers follow the stick back up. And so played slowly, see what's going on there? They're very small movements, but that's what the fingers are best at. Those smaller, finer movements. As it gets faster, you really have to focus on developing correct rebound, accepting the rebound of the stick. Sorry about the truck. What's going on here?
Jeez.
We need to get the police to come here and block off the roads next time.
That's tomorrow. We'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Okay, this is the next question from YamDrum77. Says, you guys look great. Are you guys in Southern California?
Yes, we're in Palm Springs, in the desert.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're not near the ocean. That's why we have the pool.
Yes. Cool. Okay, we got a couple more questions. Then we're going to give some stuff away. This one's from Fitz. Hey, Mike and Diraj Claff.
Mike?
How?
He called you Mike.
He said Dave.
Okay.
I said Mike because there's a couple things going on in the chat. Okay, anyway. Hey, Dave and Diraj Claff. How many times a day do you suggest to practice finger control?
How many times a day?
How many times a day?
It really depends on what you want. If you want to get good fast at it, practice it every single day. But there are so many things to practice. You guys see all the stuff that we are all the different lessons that we're uploading on Drumeo now and the different concepts the teachers are talking about. You really have to hone in on what you want to accomplish. So if you really want to accomplish fast fingers, practice it every single day for half an hour. And within 6 months to a year, you're going to see massive improvements in your overall speed, control, and endurance around the drum set. So.
And a huge tip that Lionel gives you guys all in the rudiment system if you don't have it, but practicing shorter times more often rather than fewer times but longer sessions is a lot more beneficial. So what I mean by that is if you have, say, 2 hours to practice in a whole week, don't spend Saturday morning 2 hours practicing and then the next 5 days or 6 days not practicing. Instead, break that up. Do every day for 20 minutes. It's going to be a lot more beneficial. Last question, okay?
Okay.
This one's from Noodles. How do you accent when using finger control, or is that even humanly possible?
One exercise I like to do is when I just practice straight fingers using singles. Okay? Just try and do it as slow as possible. Oh. And then I'll bring up an accent. So basically just pull in the fingers harder. And then left hand. Right hand. Left hand. Right hand. Left hand. Okay, that comes with further control, and I need to continue practicing that as well.
Captain Bob says, you guys are in Palm Springs, and I feel sorry for you guys because you can't go fishing out there.
I know, Bob. We got to come fishing, man.
We're coming. That's going to be a good time.
So we're going to work it out.
Captain Bob does fishing up in Alaska, guys, so if you ever want to go and catch some halibut.
That's a good testament to where Drumeo students are located all around the world.
Yeah, no kidding.
We have people in Brazil, Mexico, Australia, the UK, Alaska, Canada, India.
Yeah, Brazil, Argentina.
Yeah.
Some crazy places. In fact, we have somebody from Oceanside who's messaging us trying to hook up with us because we're only, what, a couple hours from Oceanside?
Yeah.
Some guys in San Diego and all that. Okay, let's give some memberships away. We got 2 to give away, and I'm going to go and log in here, refresh the Facebook page. So fill some time while I refresh.
Okay, so basically the way this is going to work, you guys went and you posted on our Facebook wall and you answered the question, where is the weirdest or craziest place you've ever played or practiced the drums? And basically what we're doing is we're just going to select by complete random, we're going to select 2 of you, and each one of you is going to get a free 1-month membership to Drumeo Live. With that membership, you get 5 live drum lessons every week with our army of professional instructors. And it's just more than even the instructors or what you get. You get to make a ton of friends and get to be a part of our community. And all the Drumeo members in the forum and in the live chat and everything, they're going to tell you that the community is one of the or the best thing about being a member of Drumeo. It's just absolutely unreal. Getting to know everyone, and like Dave was saying, we know our students all around the world. So you got someone here? You want me to choose, or you?
No, I've got 2.
Okay.
First winner is Tom Brown. Tom Brown, you win. He says, my craziest place I've ever practiced on or played was floating on a barge floating down the Mississippi River.
What?
That's pretty crazy.
That is
so I thought
crazy.
he'd be a good winner.
Yeah.
Email me, dave@drumeo.com. I'll set you up with a free month.
That's last time there was confusion. It's Dave, and then at Drumeo.com. They thought it was Dave Drumeo at Drumeo.com. Because we say it so fast, and I talk like I have peanut butter in my mouth.
Must be this ice water.
Okay, so Dave at Drumeo.com, and you can go ahead and claim your free membership. But
oh man, I lost last one. Okay, here we go. Last person to win. Ready?
Here we go. I'll do a.
Okay, David Ivanov. Ivanov. David Ivanov says the craziest place I practiced would be in the middle of an exam. Whew. It was rather weird as the entire hall ended up staring at me as I was disturbing their peace. I used to do that all the time. If you have a pencil in your hand, it turns into a drumstick, and everybody around you hates you.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Email me, Dave@Drumeo.com. I'll set you up with a free month. And actually, you're lucky because this next week you're going to watch us practice and do some exercises in
You scored, dude.
Yeah.
So you guys, thanks so much for watching this lesson. Thanks for all you who came from Facebook, YouTube, and stuff. We are going to reopen Drumeo and start accepting more students soon. So continue, keep your eye on the site and sign up there. Okay, sign up at Drumeo.com, and we'll let you know when we reopen. But other than that, the members, Drumeo members, we're going to see you tomorrow again at 6 p.m.
Tomorrow's at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just check the lesson schedule. It's all updated.
Cool.
We're going to be doing some swimming during those lessons. Underwater practicing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jared's going to be wearing a Speedo.
No, you're going to be wearing a Speedo.
Yeah,
Speedo doesn't suit me. It suits you.
Oh, I'm sure it suits you.
You're very European.
I'm very European?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, okay. Good. And actually, the people who are guessing my weight on Facebook.
What do they say?
I feel
150?
I feel really good. They're saying 120, 125. You're a little off. But all right, cool. See you guys all tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Cheers.
Take your shirt off and jump in.